We the best. We taking over. Listen. Spread out with it. South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, on to North Carolina, Philadelphia, Virginia. From down in Miami, where it warm in the winter. On up to Minnesota, where it's storm in the winter. Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Memphis, 10, holla at me. B&H-Town, Southside, Cloverland, Daddy, I'm the man out in Dallas. Better ass Cali. Catman, Cali with my eyes open valley. Blowing that spinning, going down Vinny. Drop 6, 4, 3, wheel and switch it. Red light stop, make it drop for the with it. Anything you hear that I said, I meant it. Can't got the crown, then spit out with it. Say you need I said I get it. We can supply you. Got enough work to feed the whole town. They won't shoot unless you try to. Come around and try to stop on our ground. Cause we taking over. Said we taking over. Said we taking over. Said we taking over.
And I'm at it again. They go that floor, bring it.
It's the home of the Cavaliers here in Cleveland, Ohio, as we bring you another conference match here at the Quicken Loans Arena. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Here's LeBron. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because to me it's just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All field have been ready to go for this one. So for Oklahoma City right now, Durant the 3 and Ibaka the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. And it's Adams in at the 5 down low. It's a pick by Love. Here's LeBron. And a miss there off the inbound. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Durant got his first bucket in this one.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Now here's Irving following the shot by Kevin Durant. And it's blocked by Adams. And the Thunder pushing it up now. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Pass to Irving. Back to LeBron. It's stolen by Ibaka. It's deflected. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
The dish to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. And Ibaka kicks to Westbrook. Here's Adams. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep hitting the ball in the paint like this.
Now Durant. Following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. Adams' shot is good.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
That's good.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It would be a big change he had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that great The Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 14-4 run. The shot's good from Westbrook.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Jefferson's checked in for LeBron. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Smith. And then for Oklahoma City, Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. And it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Inside, here's Dellavedova. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Here's Shumpert. Up and in on the layup. Shumpert's got his first bucket in this one.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
The Thunder leading by 3. Payne passes to Kanter. Randy Foye is on the way. It's stolen by Jefferson. Here we go, all alone. Oh, that's blocked. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
The Cavaliers have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Smith drives in. Pass to Dellavedova. With 1 on the clock. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
The Thunder leading by 5. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Cantor. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. That one on Love. Last year, the Thunder were in a playoff battle all season, Clark. Their road record of 16-24, a big part of why they didn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, when you're dealing with the kinds of injuries the Thunder had last year, it's impossible to be your best, and grinding out road wins is that much tougher.
And really with the Thunder and their road problems last season, both Phoenix and New Orleans had better road records than they did. And had the Thunder been tougher on the road, no doubt they would have made it in.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
You know, the Thunder had road trouble right out of the gate last season, guys. Only had one road win in their first 9 road games. They also had 4 different instances of 4 or more game road losing streaks last season.
Oklahoma City leading by 3. Here's Payne. This one for 3. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. No good from Irving. Oklahoma City shooting impressively throughout at 62%.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Here's LeBron. Love outside. Back to James. Irving dishes to James. For 3, Love. Good work defensively by Ibaka. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
For the Thunder, Durant comes in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Payne.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
They get it again. And there's the call on Durant. Full 24-second shot clock. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And here's Love from the arc. Again, Love missing.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Boy, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
LeBron with it. And it's Waiters picking him up. Westbrook at that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
For three, Love. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Love's got his first 3 points of the game. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for J.R. Smith. Westbrook again, serving. It's Westbrook with the drive. Pass to Ibaka. Great D that time from Love. Here's LeBron. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Johnson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Got it Shumpert in there for Irving. And then for Oklahoma City, Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Singler comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Andre Robertson in for Serge Ibaka.
And guys, for the Thunder, listen, they're not a big market team. They've had to make sacrifices with money to stay competitive. They do a terrific job with the limitations that small market presents. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind
HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is. Wherever I go, my homies come through. I love my squad. We up in this thing. I love my squad. In the 6, and you should ignore these rappers, man. They say anything. Call me Susie Piggy Bank. I got plenty change. She rep HBK over everything. Married to the game with the wedding ring. Everybody try to duplicate. We just innovate. Young and making plenty cake. Get my straight. I'm a heartbreak vet. Being broke, what I can't accept. I'ma hold it down to the depths. No Reeboks, cause it's all about a check. Bet $1 million that your man ain't like this. Cause I stack my chips. I'm on my grind. Mind on money, money on my mind. So if you in the way, I'll run you over. It's the heartbreak army, I'm a soldier. Huh? Wherever I go, my homies come through. I love my squad. We up in this thing. I love my squad. I love my squad.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready for this thing to get started. Home court advantage goes to the Cavaliers, playing here in Quicken Loans Arena. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Heat, Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in the center filling out the middle. And so here's Cleveland. And Thompson kicks to Love. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Love's got himself on the board with 3 there. Cavs didn't start the season as a team built around the three, but they would end it that way.
Yeah, and after the trade for Smith and Shumpert, it changed their dynamic. All of a sudden, they can do a lot of damage from beyond the arc.
Well, fade away, and it's Dragic with the rebound.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Wade gets the bucket.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Dang can't get it to go.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And the shot is good.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
They double him with LeBron. Right side, no good. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Miami's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Dragic the pass to Wade. The kick out to Dragic. Outside Bosch. T. Wade on the wing. Wade missing again.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Cleveland moving it around. Back to Smith. Passes it to Thompson. James outside. 6 to shoot. Unloads. And he can't bank that one in.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Whiteside with it. Picked up by Thompson. And dang, here we go. Wade against Irving. From outside the arc. And Wade is good for 3. Wade's got 5.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Dragic kicks to Wade. He dishes it to Whiteside. There's Dragic with the 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
The kick out to Dang. And another basket for Miami.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Pass to Shumpert. Fry in the post. He's covered by Bosch. And Whiteside sends it back.
It just hasn't been a very good day.
Oh.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
James dishes to Mozgov. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. For Cleveland, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Heat leading by 6. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's Whiteside off the drive. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Three-pointer, Wade. Mozgov grabs the board. Stolen by Bosch. He kicks it to Whiteside. Here's Dragic from outside. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Heat. They lead by 6. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
Kyrie Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Kevin Love. Then it's Thompson. And it's Smith in a small forward. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And he goes in for the dunk.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Wade, good.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
There's Dragic with the 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And it's Irving missing.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Now here's Bosch. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Dang with the bucket.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
And the Cavaliers call time here. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off the team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Whiteside. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Whiteside's got the lead up to 12 now for Miami. Smith, no luck. Miami's gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers. Look at that jam! Wow. I mean, just beautiful.
This goes to Chris Bosh.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the